You're watching SLU News 22. I'm Kareem Johnson. Maggie Sebchek is off this week. On Thursday night, St. Louis University held its Service and Leadership Awards to honor involved students. SLU News 22's Matt Wesselschmidt has more.
Tonight, the BSC Ballrooms held SLU's 18th Annual Service and Leadership Awards. Throughout the past year, SLU students have gone beyond the basic requirements for graduation and have engaged in helping others. Tonight, many of these efforts were recognized.
And the award goes to Patrick Turner,
Lauren Corey,
Charity Kaiser, Jonathan Ernst,
Rayhan Rafai,
Bronwyn Ritchie.
Over a dozen awards were given to students for their involvement in areas such as social action, honor societies, and commuter life. Awards were also given to outstanding organizations for their impact on the SLU community. The evening's festivities began with a banquet for the nominated students and their families.
Charity Kaiser.
With each award, the presenter gave a brief explanation of why the winning student was selected. With many of the university's executives on hand for the presentations, students had the chance to receive recognition from some of SLU's highest administrators.
We should be looking at all of you. Look at one another. As president, I thank you.
Of course, only a small number of those who contribute so much of their time and energy to St. Louis University were nominated for or received awards tonight. Most of SLU's campus and community volunteers received no official commendation. Nevertheless, the Service and Leadership Awards provide a platform for a few of the university's most dedicated servants to be congratulated for a job well done. For SLU News 22, I'm Matt Wesselschmidt.
Thanks, Matt. Dr. William Ferguson, the director of the Bob Costas Center at SSM Cardinal Glenn Children's Medical Center, was invested as the first holder of the Bob Costas Chair in Pediatric Medicine at St. Louis University. Ferguson is the director of the Pediatric Hematology Oncology at SLU. The chair is funded by the Board of Governors of the Cardinal Glenn Children's Foundation. Ferguson came to Cardinal Glenn Hospital in 2004 to direct the Costas Cancer Center. Previously, he was the clinical director of the Pediatric Hematology Oncology Division at Rhode Island Hospital and Brown University. Bob Costas is a member of the Cardinal Glenn Board of Governors, with his annual benefits raising more than $14 million for the hospital. The Hematology Oncology Department at Cardinal Glenn was named for Costas in 1998. Joe Buck will MC this year's KidSmart's Tool for Learning Celebrity Spelling Bee on May 7th at the pageant. The 2009 Back to School with Joe Buck Celebrity Bee is in its 5th year. Student women's basketball coach Shimmy Gray Miller will participate along with Casey Kelly's Cordell Whitlock, St. Louis Rams quarterback Mark Bulger and Gus Farrat, football Cardinal NFL Hall of Famer Roger Worley, and others are expected to attend. The Northwest Missourian reports that Dr. Kit Porterfield, Vice President for Student Development here at SLU, is a finalist to replace Dr. Dean Hubbard of Northwest Missouri State University. The other finalists are Dr. John Jasinski of Northwood University, Dr. Robert Clark of University of Kansas Edwards campus, and Dr. Joseph Shepard of the Florida Gulf Coast University. Porterfield, a graduate of Northwest, was an undergraduate and graduate student where he managed the J.W. Jones Student Union. He has a Bachelor's of Science in Education and a Master's of Educational Administration with an educational doctorate in Educational Leadership and Policy Analysis from the University of Missouri. Porterfield came to St. Louis University from Northwest in 2006. Thursday, Shack Up in the Quad was in the Quad from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. on Friday morning. The event was part of the Homeless Awareness Week events.
It's called Shack Up in the Quad Night, and it's promoting, it's a little delayed for Homeless Awareness Week.
Gonna have about 160 people come sleep in the quad tonight, hopefully, and we are raising awareness for homelessness in St. Louis and other areas.
Chief Meteorologist David Keller is here with first weather. When is the rain going to stop?
Yeah, well, it feels like it's been raining for quite some time, as it rained both Saturday and today, but the rain does look like it'll be moving out in the next few hours, hopefully by tomorrow morning, and we have some very good news in our extended forecast coming up in a little bit. I think you will like it a lot, Kareem.
Thanks, David. In local news on Saturday, the neo-Nazi National Socialist Movement had a rally of about 70 members in attendance and had only one incident when it ended at 3 p.m. there were approximately 160 people protesting the group's rally in downtown St. Louis. The St. Louis Metropolitan Police arrested a man who attempted to break through the barrier while the group was setting up. The man, the Post-Dispatch reports, was shouting profanities at National Socialist members. The National Socialist Movement rally was countered by area clergy groups that are protesting the NSM presence in St. Louis with a protest rally in Forest Park Sunday afternoon at the bottom of Art Hill in Forest Park. The Sierra Club and Madison County, Illinois government sponsored a free electronics and computer recycling drive yesterday in the Alton Square Mall and had to close the event after just 1 hour. Organizers filled 2 tractor trailers and a 20-yard-long trash container in that hour, prompting organizers to turn people away. Christine Favila, a project coordinator for Sierra Club's Piazza Palisades group, said in an interview that with the Post-Dispatch that it normally takes 5 or 6 hours to reach that amount. The event offered free recycling on television, electronics, computers, and other items. An April 10 picture of an interracial kiss in the Post-Dispatch's Go section sparked spirited debate on the website's race blog. Chris Spencer, who is black, and Emily Murphy, who is white, were posing for a photo spread in the paper, found themselves receiving negative reader comments about the best places to kiss in public. Murphy linked the story to her Facebook and Twitter accounts, unaware that negative comments were mounting about the black man and white woman kissing, reports the Post-Dispatch. A Gallup poll taken in 2007 shows that Americans are changing their views on interracial marriages, with 77% saying they approve of such relationships. In 1994, fewer than half of those interviews said they were fine with it. In 1958, when being married to someone of a different race was illegal, fewer than 4% said they approved of such relationships. The state of Missouri, until June of 1967, barred interracial marriages until the Supreme Court ruled it unconstitutional, a Virginia law that banned such marriages. Metro, the region's public transit operator, approved its budget for 2010 on Friday. The $189.2 million budget represents a 14.6% drop from this year's budget, ending June 30th. The transit agency currently has 486 fewer employees than last year, and on March 30th, made deep cuts to Metro Bus, Metrolink, and Coloride services, in addition to administrative costs, to close a $37 million shortfall. More cuts could come in 2010 and 2011, says Metro Controller Kathleen Clevorn, because of St. Louis County's rejection of a half-cent increase in the St. Louis County transit sales tax. A 10% increase in communications and community relations funding will help the cash-strapped agency to add 1 person to its communication department to reach young people and educate the public about Metro before any future sales tax vote. The agency cannot campaign because it's a public agency. The funding for the new position will be the product of shifting administration costs, Metro spokeswoman Dan Williams has said. The agency will spend more on governmental relations, which oversees lobby functions that are funded with non-transit funds. We've got more news coming up. Stay with us.
Are you tired of living in a box? Open the front door to a life of living outside the box. Front Door offers you the freedom to live in 7 convenient area locations. Their all-inclusive rents mean you can move right in without the hassle of setting up various utilities and services. It's all included in your one bill living. You can feel safe at home with Front Door. Their properties feature state-of-the-art secure access systems, security cameras, and roaming night staff. Locked out? Got an emergency? Assistance is right around the corner. Front Door's 24-hour service department is only a computer click or phone call away. Front Door is committed to building a better student community by providing killer amenities and hosting annual parties. Safety, service, convenience, and community. Front Door is your source for great places to live in St. Louis. Check it out online at frontdoorstl.com or give them a call at 314-446-4501.
Welcome back. In national news, the class of 2009 is being hit not only with a bad economy, but a crushing student loan debt. The economic crisis has created a bleak job market, causing default rates for student loans to increase. 1.8 million students will graduate next month with an average debt of $22,500 to pay for rising tuition, room, and board costs. The default rate on the federal loans is 6.9% according to the most recent numbers, the highest since 1998. The numbers don't include loans that are not backed by the government, such as private loans or loans in deferment or forbearance. To find out what you owe, visit the National Student Loan Data System page. That can be accessed through Banner. In addition to problems facing the class of 2009 this fall, SLU students will be looking a bit harder at their financial aid packages, especially if they're a Missouri resident. A bill in Jefferson City could reduce the amount of money that they can receive through a state program. SLU students that are Missouri residents may see a decrease in their financial aid if a bill that is working its way through the Missouri General Assembly becomes law. The Access Missouri Financial Assistance Program is designed to provide financial support for Missouri's neediest college students. The program allows students to receive money to go to accredited public and private universities in the state of Missouri. The current maximum amount a student at SLU can receive in the program is $4,600 per academic year. State Senators Kurt Schaefer, Republican, Columbia, and David Pierce, Republican of Warrensburg, sponsored the Senate Bill 390, which would cap financial aid for students at independent universities, of which SLU is, to $2,850 per academic year, a decrease of 38%, or $1,750. The aim is to equalize the funding between public and private universities in the state. Tim Hercules, Assistant Director of Counseling and Outreach and Student Financial Services, works with financial aid counselors and the university to help students obtain their education and finances here at SLU.
Currently, the way that the Access Missouri program is being funded and facilitated is that a student who attends a higher cost or a private school could obtain additional funds to help them with going to a school of their choice and that best fits their interests. So with this potential change, it could drastically impact a student's financial aid for the future years. And not only does that impact that Missouri student who's receiving those funds, but it could also impact the additional students that are here at St. Louis University as a whole.
On April 6, Kurt Schaefer's bill failed 16-14 in the state Senate. Supporters of the measure included the University of Missouri, Missouri Governor Jay Nixon, and other public institutions in the state. In response to the potential of House Bill 390 and House Bill 792 passing, the creation of Keep Me in College, a coalition of 33 colleges and universities, parents, students, and educational leaders around the state of Missouri want to keep the Missouri Access program like it is. The program in its current incarnation provides financial assistance to 40,000 students from working and lower-income families. For more information on Keep Me in College, visit keepmeincollege.org. You can also ask your financial aid counselor, visit Student Financial Services, or visit findaid.slu.edu. Kareem Johnson, SLU News 22. On Saturday, President Obama named a business management consultant to serve as the government's first chief performance officer, the LA Times reports. Jeffrey Zients is the second person the president has nominated for the post. Nancy Killefer withdrew her nomination because of personal tax problems. Obama's choice represents the president's pledge to gain control over wasteful spending, to help restore public confidence in the government with record budget deficits and spending, and a recession that has caused millions to lose their homes and jobs. The president will, on Monday, request budget recommendations for budget cuts and the elimination of government programs considered to be wasteful or ineffective. In international news, the Iranian government sentenced the Iranian-American journalist Roxana Saberi to 8 years in prison after convicting her of spying for the United States, reports the New York Times. The State Department has called the charges, quote, baseless, unquote, and asked for Saberi's release. Officials state the sentencing could complicate political maneuvering between Tehran and Washington about Iran's nuclear program. The sentencing of Saberi is different from previous cases of detentions with people with dual citizenship. Haleh Esfandari and Kian Taghbakshi were arrested in 2007 but released on bail before trial. The verdict came after a quick trial behind closed doors. We've got more news coming up. Stay with us. Chief Meteorologist David Keller is back with us now with a look at the extended forecast. And David, when the rain stops, will the temperatures start to warm up afterward?
Yeah, it does look like we have a very good warm-up, but we do have to get through this little bit of rain that's left over first. The rain really held temperatures down this afternoon. The high here was only 60 degrees. That's only a 3-degree warm-up from our low this morning of 57. That's rather rare for this time of year. Normally we're used to cool mornings and a big warm-up in the afternoon. That just didn't happen because of clouds and rain. We were 8 degrees below our normal high of 68 degrees and 28 from that record high of 88, although we may be getting closer to that territory by the end of this week. Now, the storm system is still currently situated just to the southeast of St. Louis. That's what's been spinning in some rain showers and a couple isolated thunderstorms for most of the weekend. Behind this storm system, though, we do see some clear skies and some warmer temperatures, but it's not quite here yet. The storm system has been stirring up some rather strong thunderstorms just to the south of St. Louis. There are a couple of severe thunderstorm watches and even a few severe thunderstorm warnings in effect for parts of Arkansas, southeast Missouri, Tennessee, and Mississippi. Now, this storm system is tapping into a little bit of cooler temperatures off to our north. You can see they're in the 30s and 40s. Some of this cool air will be working down towards St. Louis on these northwesterly winds behind this storm system. There is some bit of gusty winds right here where there's some winds over 20 miles an hour. Those will be working into our region later tonight. Now, later this evening, as the storm system does begin to pull away from the region, it'll lift off to the north and east, and that'll allow northwesterly winds to pick up, and that'll bring in some much cooler temperatures for your Monday and Tuesday. By Wednesday, this high pressure that's bringing us the cooler temperatures will begin to slide off to our south and east, and that'll allow for return flow of much warmer air from the south, and that'll mean much warmer temperatures for Wednesday. In fact, here's our temperature outlook for the rest of this week. It does look like we're going to be seeing above average temperatures. In fact, for much of the country, they're expecting above average temperatures. Centered right here near St. Louis, we're expecting some much above average temperatures. So that means potentially into the 80s by the end of this week. So here's your 7-day forecast for Monday. We are expecting, once again, those cooler temperatures, a high of only 58 degrees. The rain should be out of here early in the morning. By Tuesday, a high of 60. There is a chance for a couple showers early in the morning. Tuesday is another weak system skirts by the region. On Wednesday, warming up to 68. Wednesday is Earth Day, so don't forget to be environmentally friendly on Wednesday. By Thursday, we warm up to 76 degrees, and by Friday, all the way up to near 80, and looks like next weekend will be very warm with highs in the 80s. Now, this week is Earth Week. Join Just Earth all this week in celebrating Earth Day. On Monday, they're putting on a scavenger hunt and meet at the clock tower at 8 p.m. There will be snacks afterwards. On Tuesday, there's a movie being shown in the quad, Happy Feet. That'll be at 9 p.m. On Wednesday, that is Earth Day, there's an interfaith service on the lawn by the couple's house at 4 p.m. And on Thursday, Just Earth is revealing the Earth Day mural and an eco fair in the quad from 10:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. And they are also showing the movie King Corn in the St. Louis Room at 8 p.m. On Sunday, there's a bike ride to the zoo. You'll meet at the clock tower at 11 a.m. And on Sunday is the St. Louis Earth Day Festival out in Forest Park. Make sure and join Just Earth. They will be out there with a table, and there will be plenty of events going on. So here's your 7-day forecast once again, just to remind you, we are expecting much warmer temperatures by next weekend, and it'll be a great day to get outside for that Earth Day Festival on Sunday.
You got a lot of events lined up.
Yeah, there are quite a bit of stuff going on this week to celebrate Earth Day.
All right. Thank you, David. In entertainment news, Spencer Pratt of the reality series The Hills wants to compete with Ashton Kutcher in a Twitter popularity duel, reports the UPI. Pratt, Heidi Montag's boyfriend on the series, challenged Kutcher to a 30-day Twitter contest that will be decided by each contestant's final users tally. Pratt's challenge comes in the wake of Kutcher winning a similar competition with CNN. Kutcher challenged CNN to race for 1 million Twitter followers. As part of his challenge, Kutcher donated $10,000 to the Malaria No More Fund, which buys mosquito bed nets for those living in areas with malaria-laden mosquitoes. Madonna has suffered minor injuries after falling off a startled horse on Long Island, New York, the BBC reports. The 50-year-old singer fell when her horse was startled by paparazzi who jumped out to photograph her. Madonna has been treated and released. A previous riding accident was in 2005 when she had 3 cracked ribs, a broken collarbone, and a broken hand. A local news report states that Madonna had been performing jumps and wearing a helmet when the accident occurred. The film 17 Again, starring High School Musical alum Zac Efron, made $24.1 million over the weekend with better than expected sales. Miley Cyrus's Hannah Montana, the movie, dropped to 4th place with $12.7 million, bringing the total to $51.6 million. State of Play with Russell Crowe opened in the number 2 spot with $14.1 million, and Monsters vs. Aliens in 3rd place with $12.9 million, and has grossed over $162.7 million over the past 4 weekends. In health news, British drug maker GlaxoSmithKline and American drug maker Pfizer are teaming up to pool resources to raise financial returns on tackling HIV/AIDS, reports Forbes. Under the agreement, Glaxo will have an initial 85% stake in the joint venture, with Pfizer holding the remaining 15%. The new company, that has not been named, will be based in London and have an initial working capital of $370 million. There are approximately 33 million people infected with AIDS virus worldwide, according to the United Nations. The new company, Glaxo and Pfizer say, will hold a 19% share in the market in HIV/AIDS treatments. The company will have 11 marketed products, including Glaxo's top sellers Comavir and Epsicom, which have made $2.4 billion last year. The St. Louis Business Journal reports that the St. Louis affiliate of the Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure has awarded more than $2.5 million to local programs dedicated to breast cancer screening, treatment, education, and support, and a grant that supports local research and clinical trials. That represents a record amount of money that the St. Louis Komen affiliate has granted to the community, investing more than $11 million in the area since 1999. Sports is next. Keep it right here, SLU. We'll be right back.
Are you tired of living in a box? Open the front door to a life of living outside the box. Front Door offers you the freedom to live in 7 convenient area locations. Their all-inclusive rents mean you can move right in without the hassle of setting up various utilities and services. It's all included in your one bill living. You can feel safe at home with Front Door. Their properties feature state-of-the-art secure access systems, security cameras, and roaming night staff. Locked out? Got an emergency? Assistance is right around the corner. Front Door's 24-hour service department is only a computer click or phone call away. Front Door is committed to building a better student community by providing killer amenities and hosting annual parties. Safety, service, convenience, and community. Front Door is your source for great places to live in St. Louis. Check it out online at frontdoorstl.com or give them a call at 314-446-4501.
Welcome back. In sports, the softball doubleheader against Temple Sunday was canceled due to rain here in St. Louis. The 18-24, 9-3, and the A-10 Bills will be back on the field Wednesday when they host 24-seeded Southern Illinois in a non-conference doubleheader. First pitch is set for 3 p.m. It was originally scheduled as a single game on April 28th. On Friday, Billiken softball swept St. Joe's in a evening doubleheader last Friday. Nikki Jost hit an RBI triple in the right corner and scored on a throwing error to give the Bills a 4-3 victory in the bottom of the seventh in the first game. In the nightcap, the Hawks jumped out to a 1-0 lead in the top of the first after Laura Cardone singled up the middle and came home on a sac bunt by Malca Aguilar. The Bills got the run back in the bottom of the inning, however, with Christina Nicoletti hitting a leadoff single and stole second base. The Bills threatened to score in the sixth after loading the bases with one out on a double, a walk, and a hit batsman. Reliever Emma DeKalb worked her way out of the situation, fanging the first batter and forcing a flyout to the shortstop. The Bills tied things up in the bottom of the sixth when Aaron Cheka and Katie Johns hit back-to-back singles to left. Rachel Heat went 4 for 4 with an RBI with Nicoletti and Jost 3 for 4. DeKalb, now 3-0, got the win with one run on one hit and walk, while fanning 1 in 1 2/3 innings pitched in a 3-1 win in Game 2. The Bills baseball dropped a pair of games on Saturday at Dayton's Time Warner Stadium, falling 25-9 in Game 1, and Dayton winning 7-3 in the second game to sweep the Bills in a 3-game series. Men's baseball is 20-19 on the season and 6-8 in the A-10. Dayton got out to a 3-0 lead and kept it, bringing 20 runs home on 20 hits in the first 5 innings. The Bills scored 9 runs but had trouble overcoming the deficit with the Flyers' strong offense, which included 7 home runs. In the fourth, sophomore Cody Cotter doubled and came around for a score on senior designated hitters Tom Pinnell's hit. In the second game, the Flyers scored twice in the second inning, keeping the lead for the remainder of the game. The Bills responded in the top of the third when Danny Brock drove home Ryan Ben and a ground out to pull within 1 run at 2-1. The score held until the fifth when the Flyers scored 3 and piled 2 more on in the seventh inning, upping the score to 7-1. The Flyers cruised to a 7-3 win, completing the sweep. In Billiken basketball, Rick Bajaris announced that 6'8" forward Cody Ellis has signed a national letter of intent to play for SLU in the 2009-2010 academic year. Ellis, a native of Perth, Australia, comes from a basketball family. His father, Mike Ellis, coached the Perth Wildcats in the Australian National Basketball League. The Billikens of the week are Emma DeKalb of Billiken Baseball and DeMar Smiles of the track and field team.
And finally tonight, you've probably seen the video of Susan Boyle, the woman from Scotland that blew away the audience in ITV's Britain's Got Talent and has become an internet sensation. The 47-year-old stunned the judges, which included American Idol Simon Cowell, with her rendition of I Dreamed a Dream from Les Miserables. Her appearance on the show has been watched more than 50 million times on the internet.
And how old are you, Susan?
I am 47.
I dreamed a dream in time gone by. One focus smile light was giving. I dreamed that love would never die. I dreamed that God would be forgiving. I had a dream like what would be. So different from this tale I'm living, so different now from what it seems. My life has killed the dream I dreamed.
Wow, that sure is some talent she's got there.
Yes, it is. She's got quite a voice.
Well, that does it for us this week.
Be sure to attend the SLU-TV Film Festival Tuesday night at 7 p.m. in the Billiken Club in Salsaritas. I'm Kareem Johnson.
And I'm David Keller. Have a great week.